part two. It cut off. I don't know how long this is gonna last. Probably for another 20 minutes. So suddenly there was this stage in front of the swimming pool. I was in the swimming pool, standing there, looking up on that stage, and suddenly Barbara appeared, sort of like there she was, like in an entire form, in a swimsuit. Barbara appeared there and looked, and I know it's not Barbara because Barbara is an angel, so she would never scare me. There was someone else. There was another entity that posed as Barbara in order to scare me, because Barbara passed away several months ago. Okay, so another entity got into this and posed as her, but in the dream it felt like it was Barbara. But after dreaming this, after waking up, I realized that was a different entity. That's how some entities talk to us. They try to scare us sometimes in nightmares. That's how they appear, because they resonate also with our own fears and everything. So that they find this portal through something like this, through something that scares us, or through some patterns or something. So Barbara stood there on this stage, up high. I was in this hot spring pool that was 100 degrees, that was up to here, the water, and I was looking up to her. I was also in a swimsuit, and she was in a bikini sort of, and she was fatter than normal. So that's also why I know that another entity in there, okay, that is much more into selfishness and hawking and taking and reaping. And so suddenly she looked at me, she stared at me, and she did this here. And it was like she was saying, come to the other side. It's your time now. And I started screaming, and it sounded we were in the van together with Papa Dog, sleeping there at Bog Hot Springs, and Paul had to wake me up again, and he said, you're screaming. And oh my gosh, how embarrassing, because there were other campers out there, so incredibly embarrassing, and I don't know whether they heard me scream. And Paul said it sounded just like some kind of ringer, like a ringing bell. That's how my scream sounded. And he wasn't sure whether this is actually the kind of sound I made in actuality, or whether this ringing bell or ringer type of metal ringer, like that make a ringing sound, like a